Mangalam Jnanamurtim Vandvaditam Gagana Sadrisam Tattvamasyaadilakshyam Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshibodham Bhavaditam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Pratibodhitam Bhagavatam Narayanena Svayam Vyasena Kratitam Purana Muninam Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitam Drutavarshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadasadhyayinim Ambatva Manusantadami Bhagavad Gite Bhavadveshinim. I welcome you all with my love and respects. There are millions of spiritual scriptures, books in the planet Earth. From the time immemorial, human beings are creating spiritual scriptures. Continuously, human beings are creating spiritual books. Bhagavad Gita, the book on which will be speaking, will be studying, is incomparable. You can't compare this book with any other book. Not just because we are speaking on this book, but I can say one thing for sure. There is no other book which has penetrated human consciousness so deeply. There is no other book which has made so many enlightened beings on the planet Earth like Bhagavad Gita. There is no other book which is a complete encyclopedia of spirituality. I can say the Bhagavad Gita is unabridged dictionary and encyclopedia of spirituality. All the spiritual scriptures can be classified in three ways. One is Shastras, means the books which gives you the clarity about the aim or the goal of the human life. Shastra means the book which teaches you how to live, what is the purpose of life, what is the goal of the life, which gives you an intellectual understanding about the ultimate man, God, life. All your major questions are answered intellectually, logically. We go on. We can put any type of questions. You will have the answer. Logically, you will be convinced to follow the ultimate path, that is Shastras. There are so many hundreds of examples we can give, which is Shastra, even 10 commandments. They are Shastras. The books which gives you regulations, do's and don'ts, Vidhi and Nisheda. Do's and don'ts, which tells you what has to be done and what should not be done, which guides you in the life. It is called Shastra. There is another kind of literature, which is Stotra. The man who realized the ultimate, the man who has experienced the truth, the person who had the glimpse of the divine love, the divine experience, or his self, who has seen the reality. He expresses his joy. It is called Stotra. You worship, you surrender yourself to the divine. That is Stotra. The literature from heart. Literature from head is Shastra. Literature from heart is Stotra. There is another kind of literature which is called Sutra. Means which gives you the technique to reach that state. Shastras gives you intellectual understanding. Stotras give you emotional feeling. Sutras give you being level experience. Shastras are like signboards. You need them. Shastras are like signboards, intellectual scriptures, which explains about the basic things of life. Stotras are things which helps you to surrender to the divine. The glory of the divine is expounded in Stotra. The third Sutra is a literature which gives you the technique to achieve the devotion or the enlightenment. Shastras by themselves cannot lead you to enlightenment. They can be a good support. They can take you to an enlightened master. Till that point, they are great. They are real help. Stotras, again, stotras are spoken from the level of emotion, feeling. Stotras should be an expression of your feeling. When you have the deep feeling, you just express it. It flows through your being. Your whole being is flowing. That is Stotra. The third thing, Sutra. Sutra means the technique which helps you to achieve the goal of the Shastra or goal of the Stotra. Goal of the Shastra is Atman. Goal of the Stotra is God. Of course, both are one and the same. Two different paths. There are people who are intellectual oriented, who are centered on logic, analysis, calculation. For them, for that kind of mind, you need Shastras. You need intellectual scripture. There are people who will not do anything unless they are intellectually convinced, unless they are clear about the whole thing. Of course, we cannot say they should not come for spirituality. There are many scriptures, the stotra level scriptures, which says don't come inside unless you have faith. But I tell you, you should look at the man with little more compassion. You can't put the faith as a main criteria, first criteria to enter into the spiritual life. If you put faith as the first criteria to enter into the spiritual life, you are almost refusing to give spirituality for 90% of the human beings. It is not very easy to believe anything immediately. You cannot believe, and especially in the modern days, the word believe, faith, all these words are outdated. These words can't have any more meaning. These words are totally out of our life. You can't say only a person who believes, who has got faith, he can come to spirituality. Spirituality should be given for every being. We should create a system through which we can reach every individual. Our Vedic seers, rishis have created shastras, scriptures, which will give intellectual understanding. Logically, you will be clear of what is the path, what is the goal, why you are asked to do all these things, what for we need spirituality. All these major questions are answered intellectually in Shastras. Shastras gives you a basic understanding what is exactly life, what for we are here. All your questions are analyzed intellectually, logically. The conclusions are given to you. We need to understand few things about the Shastras. Shastra is a scripture which completely takes away all your doubts. Samsaya Rakshasa Nasa Mahastram. Samsaya is a Rakshasa. Please understand. Samsaya is a Rakshasa. Doubt is a devil. Once the doubt enters into your mind, till you are cleared, you can't sleep, you can't rest. Shastras helps you to get rid of these doubts intellectually. One thing you should understand about the intellectual clarity. Unless you have a complete intellectual clarity, even if you believe, your belief will be pseudo. Please be very clear, your belief will be pseudo. Anybody can shake your belief. Anybody can shake your faith. Your faith will not have a strong base. Your faith is almost a building without foundation. If you build without foundation, what will happen to the building? The same thing will happen to you if you don't have the base of Shastras. Somebody asked Vivekananda, Swamiji, what is the importance of Vedas? Why should we study the Shastras? Vivekananda says, if you study the Shastras, all your faith, all your sincerity, everything will become so strong, nobody can shake your faith and sincerity. Otherwise, any fool can come and tell you what you are doing is superstitious things. And you will start thinking about it. You will start contemplating about it. Am I really doing superstitious things? Am I really following the right thing? What am I doing? You will start having doubts about yourself. You don't believe your faith. Please be very clear. You don't believe your belief. That's very important thing. Every human being should understand. You don't believe your belief. You may think you are believing something. You may think you have faith about something, but your faith or belief is not deep enough. It will not take you anywhere unless you have the foundation of intellectual conviction. Unless you have the deep foundation of Shastras, you will not be able to believe anything. I have seen the people who think they believe. Please be very clear. Even your emotions are not so deep. You think you have love. You think you believe. I see all kind of people. One man came and told me, Swamiji, I love the whole world. It is very easy. Again and again I tell people, to love the whole world is very easy. To love your wife is very difficult. That is where you are stuck. To love the whole world is very easy. You can always say, Vasudhaiva Kudumbakam. I feel the whole world is like my family, Swamiji. The problem is you don't feel in tune with your own family. You think you love. You don't really love. Our emotions are not deep. Our faith is not deep because we don't have the intellectual conviction. A man who don't have intellectual conviction, just faith, it can be shaken at any moment by anybody. Just one question is enough. He will be totally shocked. He can be shaken from the root. Shastras, the intellectual understanding, gives a base so that all your convictions, all your faith, all your belief can enter into your being and start working. Bhakti, devotion, is just an alchemy process. If a touchstone touches you, have you heard of this touchstone? Ramakrishna says beautifully. If a touchstone touches any metal, it will become gold. Just by a sparsha, just a touch is enough. Any metal will be converted into gold. Bhakti is a touchstone. The moment the bhakti touches you, simply you will become God. You will become divine. The problem is we never allow the bhakti to touch us. We never allow the devotion to work on us. We never allow the devotion to penetrate our being. We may think we want God, but we are continuously afraid of divine. You may think you want divine, but as long as it is very superficial, as long as things are under your control, things go well. The moment the devotion enters into your being and starts the process, you say, no, not that much, this is enough. I think that is too much for me. You stop at certain point. Your faith is just pseudo. A small story. One guy who lived throughout his life as atheist, he fell from a cliff and he was hanging, holding a small root, and slowly the root is also giving way. He started shouting, "Oh God, I never believed you, but now I believe you, please save me. Please save me, now I believe you." Heard a booming voice from heaven, said, "Oh my son, don't worry, I'll save you, just let go the root. Let go the root, I'll save you." Immediately he said, "Is there anybody else who can save me?" Our faith is just pseudo. Is there anybody else who can save me? God is only one choice for us. If you don't have any good movie on the TV, that day you go to the temple. If you don't have any other commitment, any other party, that day you think of going to the temple. God is only one more choice for us in our life. Till you have the intellectual conviction about the life, God will be just one more choice in your life. The spirituality will be just one more choice. You will just choose. It will be just one more shop. Walmart, McDonald's, spirituality. You will decide which shop should I enter. It will be just one more shop, nothing more than that. The basic need for the life is intellectual conviction. One guy was praying to Venkateshwara, "Oh Prabhu, give me $1 million. If you give $1 million, I'll put $200,000 in your hundi. If you don't believe me, deduct the 200,000 by yourself. Just give only 800,000. Our faith is only this much. Our spirituality is just game. As long as things go well, as long as things go according to your route, God is great. I have seen people, if they pass in their exams, they will break coconut. If they fail, they will break Ganesha. If they pass in their exams, they will break coconut for Ganapati, Ganesha. If they fail in the exam, they will break the Ganapati itself. Our faith is very pseudo. It is not life transforming. We don't allow the devotion to work on ourselves. There is a beautiful sloka in the scriptures of Vedanta. First thing which you need to do is Vijnanamaya Kosha Vedana. The translation of the English translation goes, clearing your intellect. You need to break, you need to open your intellect. You need to have a clear intellectual understanding about life, about spirituality, about everything. Shastras, scriptures gives you that intellectual clarity, intellectual understanding. If you see all the great devotees, great bhaktas, Chaitanya, Ramanuja, Madhva, all these great bhaktas, they had very strong intellectual base. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is a great Nayayika philosopher. Nayayika means logic. He's a great philosopher of logic. Once you reach the height, peak of the logic, only then you fall in the valley of love. Only then you are qualified to fall in love. Unless you reach the heights of the logic, you are not qualified to fall in the valley of love. You can't fall in love unless you reach the peak of intellect. All the great masters, all the great devotees, they have reached the peak of intellect. They had a strong intellectual understanding. They had a strong Shastra base. Whether Chaitanya Mahaprabhu or Madhva or Ramanuja, all these great masters of devotion, they had a strong intellectual base. The first category is scriptures, Shastras. Next comes Stotras. Stotra means expressing your experience. Expressing your experience or expressing your devotion love to the master or the God, to the guru or the God. Expressing your deep love is stotra. You stand in front of the divine. You stand in front of the Lord and you recite your feeling, you express your feeling. Many people ask me, what is this, Swamiji? In your Hinduism you have idol worship. I tell them, no, Hinduism don't have idol worship. We don't worship the idol, we worship through the idol. Please understand, there is a very big difference between worshipping the idol and worshipping through the idol. When you stand in front of the God, when you stand in front of the idol, do you say, oh stone, please give me boon? Oh stone, please heal me? Oh stone, please save me? No. You say, oh God, please save me. Oh Lord, please save me. Oh Prabhu, please save me. Please understand, we don't worship the idol, we worship through the idol. So what we are not doing is not idol worship. Hinduism don't have idol worship. We worship through the idol. In Vaishnavism, there is a beautiful word, Archavatara, means the idol which is worshipped in the temple is called incarnation of God. Archavatara, incarnation of God. It is not just a stone. Incarnation means the divine descending on the planet Earth. Just like how we have all the incarnations, here there are all these 10 incarnations, Dasavataras. Matsyavatara, Kurmavatara, Narasimhavatara, Vamana. All these avatars are there. Just like in incarnations, just like all these avatars, the stone or the idol which we worship in the temple is called Archavatara. We relate to the divine through the Vigraha, through the Murti. When you stand and pour yourself, it is called Stotra. All the songs of Alvars, Nayanmars, Meera, Chaitanya, all these songs written by the great devotees, these are called stotras. And people always come and ask me, Swamiji, sometimes I don't feel like chanting these stotras. Should I do it mechanically if I feel, even if I don't feel like doing it, should I do it? I tell them, do it. 1 or 2 days you may feel little mechanical. But I tell you, the moment you start enjoying the meaning, the moment you start understanding, it will become your being, it will become your feeling. When you express your heart, it becomes stotra. The next thing is sutra. Sutra is a kind of literature which gives you a technique to reach the enlightenment which is shown by the Shastras, to reach the devotion, the ultimate bhakti which is expressed by stotras. Shastras are from intellectual level, stotras are from emotional level, sutras are from being level. There are 3 kinds of human beings who are head oriented, who are heart oriented, who are being oriented. To fulfill every kind of human being, our rishis have created 3 kinds of literatures. Enlightened people have created 3 kinds of literatures: Shastra, Stotra and Sutra. Here is a book which is all 3 put together and something more. Bhagavad Gita is the only book, I can say one and only book, which is Stotra, Shastra and Sutra. It is Shastra, it gives you a clear intellectual understanding about the life, about the Atman, what is to be done, what should not be done. Vidhi and Nisheda, do's and don'ts are clearly explained. I have not seen any other book explaining so deeply. Please be very clear. Just explaining do's and don'ts will not do. Giving the intellectual reason why it should be done and why it should not be done is necessary. There are many books which says how many times you can marry or whether you should marry at all. There are so many literatures to explain, but there are very few books which gives the reason why you should do or why you should not do. Gita is the only book which gives you a strong intellectual base, intellectual clarity. In Vedic literature, there are 3 books which is considered as an authority. No other religion has got so much of books like Hinduism, like Vedanta. We can be sure of that one thing. No other religion has got so much of literatures. Among that literatures, our masters have chosen 3 books. It is called Prasthanatraya. The authority in the spirituality, these 3 books. One is Brahma Sutra, another one is Upanishads, the third one is Bhagavad Gita. Brahma Sutra is written by Veda Vyasa, an enlightened master. Upanishads, again written by rishis, enlightened masters. But Gita is directly from the God, incarnation, Purnavatara. Even among the incarnations, Krishna is considered as a Purnavatara, complete, full incarnation. Why? Why Krishna is considered as the Purnavatara? Why not other incarnations? Why only Krishna is considered as Purnavatara? We should first understand why incarnations come to the planet Earth. Why incarnations happen on the planet Earth? Ramakrishna says beautifully. There was a big, beautiful garden with so many trees, with so many variety of flowers, with so many variety of fruits. 3 friends were walking near the garden. There was a big wall. One friend climbed that wall, saw the garden. Oh God, such a beautiful garden. He just jumped inside the garden and started enjoying. The second guy climbed the wall and saw the garden. He felt so beautiful, but he had a little bit of courtesy. He turned and said, "My dear friend," the friend who is below, he said, "My dear friend, there is a beautiful garden, come, I am going." He jumped and started enjoying the garden. The third guy, he climbed the wall, he saw the beautiful garden and he saw his 2 friends enjoying and he understood the joy or the bliss which they are enjoying. Then he decided, no, I will go down and tell all my people there is such a beautiful garden and I will bring them all, make them enjoy this garden. The man who comes down is incarnation. The man who descends from the divine is incarnation. The person who comes back to the planet Earth to tell you about the divinity, to make you realize what he experienced, he is called incarnation. Scientist is a person who creates a formula to understand the things of the outer world. For example, Newton saw something happening in his garden. He saw the apple falling from a tree. Suddenly some understanding came to him. He understood something. Why this is falling? What is happening? Why it should not go up? Why it is coming down? He started thinking. Some understanding happened to him. The glimpse of truth happened to him at that moment. Immediately, he analyzed, created a formula so that everybody can understand what is happening when things fall. Theory of gravity. He created a formula. Scientist is a person who creates formula for the outward things, for the things of the outer world. Same way, mystic, spiritual mystic, enlightened person is a person, master is a person who creates the formula to reproduce the inner world experiences. Scientist creates a formula to reproduce the outward experience, the outer world experience. Master is a person who creates a formula to reproduce the experiences of the inner world. Meditation techniques are the formulas. Incarnation is a person who can directly give the experience without even using the formula. All these great incarnations are coming down to the planet Earth to give the spiritual experience, to make people realize that they are divine, to make people experience they are God, to tell the people the other side is beautiful, there is a very big garden, come let's go and enjoy. Incarnation is a person who has come down, descended to teach divinity to the world. Why Krishna is Purnavatara? Because he has got all the qualities which is needed to push the human beings to the divinity. To push the human beings to the divinity. He is called Jagat Guru. He is called the Guru of the whole universe. There is a beautiful sloka. Vasudeva Sudam Devam Kamsa Chanuramardanam Devagi Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagat Gurum. The sloka says Krishna is the Jagat Guru. Jagat Guru means a man who can help the whole world, all types of human beings from all levels. Universe is the place where all types of human beings are there. In all levels, Krishna is a person who can help all kinds of people from all levels to experience the divinity, to reach that ultimate, to realize the truth in them. There are intellectual people, there are emotional people, there are people who are in the being level. Some incarnations apply more for intellectual people. Shankara suits more for intellectual level people. Buddha suits more for the intellectual level people. Intellectuals can relate with Buddha more easily. Intellectuals can relate with Shankara more easily. But for emotional level people, it is very difficult. You can't imagine Buddha with a flute. You can't imagine Buddha singing and dancing. You can't imagine Shankara dancing. You can't imagine Shankara doing Rasalila. No. Only for intellectual crowd, Shankara will appeal, Buddha will appeal. And there are few incarnations. Only for emotional people, they will appeal. Meera, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Always they are singing and dancing. For an intellectual man, he can never understand Chaitanya. He can never understand Meera. He can never understand Andal. They can never understand these incarnations. They cannot relate with Meera. They cannot relate with Chaitanya. For the people who are being level, who are centered on their being, for them again it is very difficult to relate with intellectual masters or emotional masters. They straight away want the experience. They are neither ready to analyze nor ready to believe. The person who is ready to analyze, he goes to the Shastra, intellectual group. The person who is ready to believe, he goes to the Stotra, emotional group. But the person who wants straight experience, instant coffee, or instant experience, he can neither wait for Shastra, nor he can wait for Stotra. He straight away wants the technology. He wants the applied science. Shastras are like main theory, the basic technology, the basic science. Stotras are like marketing department. Publicity, marketing department. Sutras are applied science. They want straight. You should know about this marketing department. A small story. One guy reaches the Yamadharma's court for judgment. Yama says, Yama is Lord of Death. He says, you have done some sins, some merit. You can be allowed to be in heaven and in hell. You have choice. You can see both the places and choose which one you want first. He said, all right, I will first go to both the places, then decide. He went to the hell. He saw people are so beautiful, singing and dancing. It has become completely high-tech, completely. Computers are available, internet is available, you can get the news every day. Everything is so new, air-conditioned. And people are serving you everything. He said, what is this? What happened to hell? People in the hell said, all the technology people are coming here. All the techies are here. So we changed the whole setup. Now, we have updated the whole thing. No more old time. Now everything is new. And he said, all right, let me go and see the heaven also. There is a chance some techies would have gone there also. There is some possibility. He went to the heaven. Heaven he saw same old saints with long beard, sitting on the cloud and singing Alleluia, Alleluia, Alleluia. Nothing else, nothing new. Same heaven. Nothing much happening. He went to the Yama and said, I think I will go to hell. Yama said, please be very clear. Are you sure? He said, yes, I am sure. I will go to hell. He decided. He was sent to the hell. Suddenly one door opened and he felt, he saw the traditional hell. People are being tortured. so many devils. The regular traditional hell. He was shocked. He started saying, what is happening? What is this? When I came half an hour ago, the hell was different, and now suddenly the whole thing has changed. They said, no, that is our marketing department. What we saw is our marketing department. Be very clear, sometime you are caught in the marketing department. Don't be caught in the marketing department. And when you go through the marketing department, please be very clear what is truth and what is exaggerated. You need to analyze. Of course, when I say I mean when you go through the stotras, you need to understand. Please be very clear. When you go through the Puranas, you need to understand what is the spirit of the Puranas. You need to understand the spirit. There is a big difference between fact and truth. Puranas are truth. They are showing you, they are leading you to the truth. So, when you understand the stotras, you should understand the spirit of the stotras. The next level people who neither wants Shastra nor they want Stotra. They straight away want the applied science, technology. For them, Shiva, who created Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, all these great meditation techniques, for that type of people who are being oriented, for them, the meditation techniques will suit. For them, the Zen masters, they will be able to relate with the Zen masters. For intellectual crowd, one kind of incarnations. For emotional crowd, different kind of masters. For being level people, different kind of masters. But here is a Krishna. All three level people can relate with Krishna. If you are intellectual, he gives you the Gita, Gita Krishna. If you are emotional, here is Radha Krishna. He can sing and dance. He can play. He can be naughty. He can fulfill your emotional being. He can give you the ultimate emotional fulfillment. Next, being level. If you want the straight technology of enlightenment, again he offers the truth, Dhyana Yoga in the Gita. His complete fulfillment, his very life is a sutra. Please understand, the very life of the Krishna is sutra. Sutra means the technique which leads you to enlightenment. The body language of the enlightened person is sutra. Krishna is the person whose body language straight away leads you to enlightenment. Understand? Rama will lead you to dharma. If you follow whatever Rama did, you will have dharma. But with Krishna, you will have straight away moksha. With Krishna's being, when you experience the being of the Krishna, when you understand the Krishna, his very being is technique. His very life is technique. That is why there is a word in Bhagavata, Leela Dhyana. Just remembering the Leelas of the Krishna is Dhyana. Please understand, no other incarnation is given this word Leela Dhyana. No other incarnation is praised. Just remembering their acts is Leela. But masters describe remembering the acts of the Krishna itself is Leela. All these great rishis, once they go to Vrindavan to see what is happening, why these fellows are so happy, and just always singing and dancing. And we rishis are sitting with the closed eyes, with a long face and trying to meditate so much. Nothing is happening. Except the beard growing, nothing else is growing. We are sitting for a long time. But these gopikas, singing and dancing, always happy. What is happening? They just wanted to see. They must have been disturbed by the singing and dancing sound of gopikas. Small story. Guy was sitting on the bank of the river and trying to meditate. He heard the anklet sound, opened the eyes and saw a young lady walking, young women walking to fetch water from the river. He said, what is this? What is this? What kind of disturbance? He closed his eyes, again started meditating. Next day, same time, again he heard the sound, unconsciously opened the eyes and saw, what kind of disturbance? He closed the eyes and started meditating. Third day, same time, he is waiting for the anklet sound. These rishis must have been disturbed by the singing and dancing sound of gopikas around the Krishna. They wanted to know what is going on in Vrindavan. They came down. They went to the Vrindavan just to see the gopikas. Not only gopikas have not received them properly, they did not even care to go and sit and listen what they are speaking. They are happy, completely in fulfillment, completely fulfilled, total contentment, remembering Krishna, and in the reminiscences, memoirs of the Krishna, reminiscences in Krishna. These rishis have asked, what is this? We are rishis, we have come all the way to see you, you guys are not even receiving us. One gopi came out and asked, Rishi means what? We meditate on God. We meditate on His feet in our heart. Meditating on His feet. Come, we will show you, we are playing with Him. Meditating on Him. Why unnecessarily? Come, we will show you, we are playing with Him. They say, you are trying to remember Him, we are trying to forget Him. He is so much inside our being. We are not able to forget Him. We are not able to do any of our work. He is completely filling our inner space. We are not able to do anything else. Many people come and ask me, Swamiji, should we remember you? Should we take you as our master? I tell them, never do that mistake. If I am going to help you, if I am your master, you will not be able to forget me. If you have to remember me with effort, be very clear, I am not your master. Forget, carry on your work. Carry your life. If you have to remember something consciously, with effort, it is ugly. It is ugly. When you can't forget, only then the devotion happens to you. Gopikas, they say, we are not able to forget. We are not able to forget. Emotional people also can relate with Krishna. They can sing, dance, play with Him. And the being level people who are continuously aspiring, seeking straight technique, straight experience. Again, for them also Krishna appeals, because just by will He can show, He can give enlightenment experience to Arjuna by showing the cosmic form, Viswarupa Darshana, showing He is in everybody. Everybody is in him. He is able to express just by will. He is able to give the experience of the divine to Arjuna. He is able to give the eternal bliss to the Arjuna. Whether you are intellectual oriented or emotional oriented or being level oriented, you can see your fulfillment in Krishna. Krishna can give you the fulfillment. When intellect ripes, it becomes intelligence. When emotion ripes, it becomes devotion. When your being ripes, you become enlightened. All these three, enlightenment, devotion and intelligence, all these three expresses at its peak level in Krishna. Krishna is the person who can fulfill every being. That is why he is called Jagat Guru. He is called Jagat Guru, Guru of the whole universe. One person came to me, one Swami in India. He told me, I am the Jagat Guru. I said, Jagat Guru? What is this? It's like having a small hotel in the roadside and naming it as Hotel Sheraton. I asked him, Jagat Guru, what do you mean by that word? Do you know the qualifications of Jagat Guru? He said, no, I have one disciple, his name is Jagat. I am Guru of him, so I call myself Jagat Guru. I have one disciple, his name is Jagat. So understand, the word Jagat Guru means not just the Guru of one person who is Jagat. You are supposed to be the person who leads the whole universe into the divine consciousness. Krishna is the only person who is Jagat Guru. Person who is intellectual oriented, for him the Upanishads will appeal, Shastras will appeal, Brahma Sutra will appeal. The person who is emotional oriented, for him the stotras will appeal. The songs of Chaitanya, Meera, Tulsi, songs of Tulsidasa, all these things will appeal. For a person who is being level oriented, for him Vijnana Vairava Tantra or Patanjali Yoga Sutra, which gives you the applied science, technology, that will appeal. But Krishna will appeal for every being. He is for intellectual people, emotional people, being level people, and something more. He has created keys to open all the locks. He has created methods which can give the spiritual experience for the whole humanity. People who have come, who are here and who are yet to come. Gita is the ultimate scripture which is Shastra and Stotra and Sutra. When it says Nainam Chindandi Sastrani Nainam Dagati Pavakaha, when it says the basic ideas, when it explains the basic concepts about the Atman, about the life, it is Shastra. When it says Namo Purastat Prushtadaste Namostude Sarvadayeva Sarva, Arjuna is doing the stotra. Arjuna is praising the Lord. He is expressing his devotion. O Lord, I bow down to you from all the sides. You are the ultimate. This book is stotra. When you read all these lines, you experience this book as a stotra. There is another one beautiful sloka. Ananda viryam idamikravat. Ananda viryam ida vikramastvam. Sarvam samapnoshi tadosi sarva. These slokas prove Gita is stotra. Then there is another one sloka from Dhyana Yoga. Samam gaya sire grivam darayanna chalam stiraha samprekshana sigakram swam disaschana valogayan. This gives you the straight technique how to meditate. Through these slokas, Gita is proved as sutra. Gita is shastra, which gives you intellectual understanding, and it's a stotra, which creates emotional love for the divine, and it's a sutra, which gives you the technology of reaching the experience. And something more. What do I mean by the word and something more? Not only he explains all these things, he repeats it again and again and again so that it will be drilled in you. Somebody asked Buddha, for 40 years you are speaking, but you are speaking the same thing. All your teaching can be reduced to one book, Dhammapada. It is reduced to one book, Dhammapada. They asked him, why are you speaking the same thing? Buddha says, yes, I speak the same thing because you never hear. You never listen because you don't listen. Again and again we miss. There are 3 kinds of doctors who just gives you prescription, 1 level doctor, 3rd level. 2nd level, he gives prescription and medicine both in your hand. He gives you the medicine also, not only prescription. There's another kind of doctor, 1st level. He opens your mouth and puts the medicine. He sees that you take the medicine. Krishna is 1st kind of doctor. He sees that you experience. He is result oriented. There are 3 kinds of professors who just gives you the syllabus. 1 kind of professor, he tells this is the syllabus, read and come and give the exam. Another kind, he tries to explain every subject. He tries to make you understand. The 3rd, or I can say is the 1st grade, he sees that you produce the result. He sees that you pass. Krishna is a master. He sees that you understand. Again and again and again, he repeats the truth. He is never tired. He is not tired. He is not feeling bored. I tell you honestly, nobody else except Krishna can have such a deep patience, compassion, sympathy. 700 slokas he is repeating continuously, again and again and again. He has to repeat the same thing. I can be sure of one thing, at least I don't have that patience. I can't imagine repeating the same thing so many times unless you have a deep compassion, unless you have a deep concern, unless you have so much of sympathy, You cannot do this. Again and again and again he repeats. And this Arjuna, I have my own doubt. Arjuna cannot be so dumb as it is described in the Gita. He cannot be, because he is after all a Kshatriya, king. He is from a king family and he lived with Krishna throughout his life. And he is a friend of Krishna. And he lived with Krishna. He cannot be so dumb. I think all these questions Arjuna raises may be for sake of us, for our sake, for us. Maybe he knows there are so many thousands of Arjunas are going to happen in the planet Earth. So he is representing humanity. He is not just asking for himself. He is representing all the questions from all the human beings. He is like an agent in marketing department. They collect all the questions from consumers, and is represented to the manager, superiors. So he has collected all the doubts from all our heads. One thing I am surprised. How did he collect the doubts which can be created only now? He is creating the doubts which can happen only in the modern day society. That is what surprises me. At least 5,000 years old. This book is at least 5,000 years old. It is, we can't even call this as a book. This is a book of books. It's a book of books. At least 5,000 years old. But he is creating all the doubts, all possible doubts, and doubts which can happen only to a developed or so-called developed modern day humanity. Sometimes people ask me, why do you say, Swamiji, only the doubts which happens in the modern time? See, in those days, people are more simple, innocent. Intellectually, they are not so much developed. Even the scientists who are working on the brain, physiology of the brain has totally changed. Understand, physical structure and physiology, both has gone a tremendous, both has grown or very big transformation. We have achieved even in the brain size. We have achieved growth even in the size of the brain. Apart from brain, the mind, complications of the mind, even in that, we have reached a peak. At present, humanity is in the peak of intellect. That is why so much of depression. That is why so much of depression. But here Arjuna is asking the questions which can be created only by the refined intellect. Only by the refined intellect. Two things. One small story. One guy goes to Socrates, young guy, asks Socrates, "Sir, should I marry?" Socrates says, "Surely you must marry." Of course, maybe you know that Socrates' married life itself is not happy. She used to beat him. She used to beat him. Now all his philosophy is till the gate, till the door of his house. The moment he enters inside the house, only her philosophy, not his philosophy will work. This guy asks, sir, your married life itself is not happy. Why are you asking me to marry? Why are you advising me to marry? Socrates says beautifully, marry. If you have a good wife, nice, you will have a beautiful life. Or you can become a philosopher like me. You can at least become a philosopher like me. If you have a right wife, it's good for you. If you have like mine, it's good for the country. Both the way, it is good. Only when you are tortured, inside or outside, you become philosopher. Please be very clear. Only when you are tortured, whether from inside or from outside, you become philosopher. That is why you continuously torture others. Philosophers are the most difficult people to live with. Have you heard in any other profession people becoming mad so easily? Philosophy is the field which produced more number of mad people. Sometimes, because you can't manage them, you put garland and recognize them. You just put garland and put them in the stage. Do whatever you want, but please leave us. When you can, you put them in the asylum. If the guy manages little bit, you put them in the stage. I have not seen any other field producing so many mad people like philosophy. Philosophy is the field. More people go mad. There are so many philosophers. I have a lot of philosopher mad people stories. There's a one-liner. Philosophy means how to become a philosopher. Just learn how to complicate simple things of the life, you will become a philosopher. Philosophy is a thing which makes complicate even the simple things of life. If you create a manual how to light this lamp, you will become a philosopher. The more complications you create, the more great philosopher you will become. One more small story. How people became philosophers. One enlightened master was traveling in a village. People in India, enlightened masters are expected to travel from village to village and share their knowledge. 9 years I lived that life. 9 years I traveled from village to village, slept under the trees, begged the food from the public. 9 years I lived that parivrajika life, wandering life. It is done for so many reasons. Only then you will know the real problems of the people. Only then you will be able to relate with the people to whom you are supposed to share your knowledge. Otherwise you will become one more philosopher. This guy, this enlightened master is traveling. One young man came to him in a village and said, Master, I heard that you help so many people. Please help me. I have a serious problem. He said, what's your problem? Always people laugh at me. Nobody respects me. They think I am a fool. The whole village has decided, rubber stamp me as a buddhu, means fool. Please save me. How can I become intelligent person? Somehow I wanted to get rid of this problem. This is too much. Even a small child calls me, see here buddhu. Even a small kid in the village tells me I am a fool. What to do? Master says, don't worry my son. I will give you one simple technique. Do that. Everything will become alright in a week. In a week? That looks too simple. I can't believe. In a week, everything will become alright. In 1 week, people will start believing me I am an intelligent person. He is not able to believe. Master says, yes, in 1 week. If you do it intensely, in 2-3 days. He said, please teach me what is the technique. He says, just start criticizing anything and everything. If somebody says, how beautiful this moon is, start criticizing. What is there? What is there in that moon? What is the beauty? If somebody says, this rose is beautiful, just start telling, what is there in that rose? What is their beauty? What is there? After all, so many thorns are there. If somebody says, this dhoti is beautiful, say what dhoti it is, what type of dress it is, all outdated fashion. Just start criticizing. Morning till night, whatever you see, just criticize, nothing else. This guy said, all right, let me try, what is there? After all, I have nothing to lose. Already the whole village knows I am a fool. Even if they may conclude that I have become mad, what can be done? Let me try. People say he is a big enlightened master. I'll try. After 1 week, the enlightened persons are not supposed to stay more than 3 days. So next day itself master leaves. He comes back to the village after 1 week. After 1 week, he comes back to the same village on his way back. He sees under a neem tree of that village. In every village, center of the village, there will be a big neem tree under which people sit and discuss. Under the neem tree, this guy is sitting, a big crowd is sitting in front of him and listening to his discourses and listening to his teachings. And all the elders of the village, all the great people who used to make fun of him, who used to laugh at him, they are all sitting at his feet and listening to him with all the respect. And this master came. This guy says, oh, how are you? Doing well. Master asked, what is all these things? What is going on? Then this guy said, afterwards I will talk to you. If you want, sit and listen. Otherwise you can wait for me. I will finish my lecture, then I will come and meet you. Anyhow, he has no other way. He is not so popular in that village. He has to sit at the feet. After all his lecture is over, in a private, this guy is telling, he just touched the feet of the master. Master, you just saved me. Just that one technique. I simply started criticizing people. Today I am the most intelligent people in the whole village. Now the whole village respects me. There is nobody who is against me. And whatever I say, people obey. And soon they may build a temple for me. I may have my own temple. And I became a great philosopher. All you need to do is only one thing. Just criticize whatever you see. You will become a philosopher. And never give the solution. That's the next secret. First thing, criticize everything. Whatever you see and whatever you can't see. Start criticizing. Next thing, people will naturally ask for replacement solution. Never give that. Because the moment you give the solution, somebody else will start criticizing your solution. And he will become philosopher at your cost. He will become philosopher at your cost. Never allow that. There is a beautiful book, Kandana Mandana Vada. In Sanskrit, there is a book. The book is, throughout the book, only one thing is done. All philosophy is criticized completely. From the root, every philosophy is questioned. The book is called Kandana Mandanavada. Whether it is Advaita, Visishtadvaita, Dvaita, Ajata Siddhanta, or Nyaya, Darshana, Purvamimamsa, Uttaramimamsa, Patanjala, Yoga, any philosophy, Sankhya, Vaiseshika, or any philosophy, all the philosophy is completely condemned, questioned, totally shaken. Finally, the onlooker, he puts one question to the philosopher. Yes, sir, you have shaken all the philosophy. Tell us now, what is the solution? You have taken all the philosophy away from us. Now give us a solution. Replace something. Replace your philosophy. At least we will follow that. He says, no, I will never do that mistake. I will never do that mistake. Because somebody else will condemn my philosophy and he will become guru. I became a philosopher by condemning everything. I do not want to create a platform or possibility for somebody else to become a philosopher by condemning me. To become a philosopher, all you need to do is just two things. Condemn whatever you know and whatever you don't know. To condemn whatever you don't know is very easy. Next thing, never give solution. This is the way the philosophies are created. This is the way philosophies are created. Here, Krishna takes you beyond philosophy. His Shastras are not philosophy. Please be very clear. In the East, in the Vedic culture, Shastras are called darshanas, means philosophia, not philosophy. Darshana cannot be translated by the word philosophy. We have no equivalent word in English for darshana. Darshana means what you experienced. Philosophy is what you thought intellectually. So in the East, there is no philosophy. Eastern philosophies cannot be called as philosophies because they are experiences, they are expressions of experiences. Gita is not philosophy. Gita is darshana. They call it Gita darshan. Gita darshan. It is a philosophia, not philosophy. Here is the book which is Shastra, Stotra and Sutra. And here is a man with whom you can relate in all three levels. Whether you are intellectual, emotional or being level. His life itself is his message. He lived what he preached. He lived what he preached. His life is message. There is a very big problem. People face understanding Krishna. All these intellectual people, they say Gita Krishna is the real Krishna. Means the Krishna who was sitting in the chariot and teaching the Gita to Arjuna. He is the real Krishna. The Radha Krishna is later addition. Somebody inserted. And these emotional people who can relate with Radha Krishna, means playing, Rasalila, they always say Gita is addition, later on added. He is not real Krishna. There is a big war from time immemorial going on between Gita Krishna and Radha Krishna. The devotees of Gita Krishna and devotees of Radha Krishna, they continuously fight. All these Gita Krishna people, they say Rasalila is added by Chaitanya. The Vrindavan part is added by Chaitanya. All these Radha Krishna people, they say Gita is added by Shankara. But only a person who has reached the being level, who has experienced the being of Krishna can understand he is Radha Krishna and Gita Krishna and something more. Man never understands the different dimensions of divine, different expressions of divine. Krishna is the ultimate expression of intelligence in Gita. He is the ultimate expression of devotion with Radha. He is the ultimate expression of Shastra and Stotra. Because of that, his whole life is a sutra. Just because he is the ultimate expression of Shastra and Stotra, he is Sutra. His very life is a technique to transform your life.